What is up, you guys? This is All Day Day 1 on the PS4, and I'm going to be giving you an overview video on the gunner. So we're just going to be talking about some of the damage output that the gunner can do, like the survivability, his abilities or her abilities, whichever gender you chose. And yeah, so the damage output from the gunner itself, I would say is actually really high per shot, and just per ability. The per shot, it's a little less than an outlaw, but with certain abilities that the gunner has, the damage output becomes really good. For example, the mortars that you have with the gunner is really strong. You can have it become a single target ability or a nice AoE ability. The attack speed on the gunner also though is kind of slow, but it's not too slow. It's not like very slow. It's a decent attack speed. Or actually, I'd say it's above decent, not slow, not even close to slow. I would say it's above decent, under fast, above decent. Durability on the gunner, meaning like how much health this character has, it's a decent amount as well. I think it's about the same as a little less than a berserker, but it's still a pretty good amount. I think it's more than what the outlaw has. It's kind of like a tank. The gunner is kind of like a tanky ranged character, because you also get a shield, which is really useful. Um, but yeah, so this character kind of relies on using your stances, because you have 3 different stances, just like the monk. You have the machine gun, you have the laser rifle or laser rocket, whichever one you want to call it, and then you've got your mortar. So the way you use your laser rifle, you would just tap square, and then you use it tap square one time, and then you can start using laser rifle, or you can switch between the laser rifle and the machine gun just by tapping square. If you're trying to use your mortar, you have to hold, not square, triangle. Now if you're trying to use the mortar, you have to hold triangle, and then it'll keep you in one spot though. Although it is your strongest attack, like I said, it will keep you in one spot, which kind of reduces your survivability that way. Unless you're in a group setting, then it's going to be really useful for you. But if you're not, then it's not going to be super, I would say it won't be super great to use. Unless you have really good damage output and you're able, you can take out enemies pretty quick or pretty easily, then that'll be useful. And even if you can't, you can still use it. Just make sure you get out the way before they come and hit you. Um, the character does have very slow movement speed as well when you're in combat, so trying to run around and um, kite enemies is probably not ideal for the gunner. But like I said, you do have high damage output when you're using your mortars. And then next thing is, this character is also really good against trash mobs, having really good against with AoE abilities. Um, but against single targets, it's not that great, especially if you're going against bosses. Because like I said, when you're using mortar, which is your strongest attack, the enemy will come up to you most of the time, or all the time. They'll come up to you and focus on you. And if it's an enemy that hits really hard, then that's not going to be That's not going to be good for the gunner. So, but if you're in a group, single target damage is going to be useful for you if the enemy's not focused on you. Although if you do put out a lot of damage on the enemy, you'll start taking aggro. They'll ignore the tank. And then PvE and PvP, this class is really good in PvE, but PvP, it's okay, unless if the enemies aren't focused on you, then you're fine. But that's pretty much it for the gunner class. If this helped you out, go leave a like, comment, subscribe. This is All Day Day 1 on the PS4. Have a good day, good night, and peace.